morning, and thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. It is Tuesday, June 22nd. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris, Ed Matthews, and the only one with a last name that begins with an S, Stacey Spivey.
I wonder who it is.
Well, Christian Morgan and I were talking about that the other day. He's like, when Stacey goes, he's like, it's just going to be the M squad. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's true. All of our last names besides Stacey start with an M.
Yeah. He's the one who, you know, brought it up. Yeah. So anyway,
who thought
the M and S squad.
Yes.
There you go.
That's hilarious.
Well, let's send it out to the Ed team there because he's tracking some rain heading our way. The sky's already looking darker than they were just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, it is. Rain elements continue to build out to our west with a cold front that will move into western North Carolina this morning, pass through our area midday, early afternoon. This is generally light rain, but it is continuing to build. We've even got a batch that is developed down over the Sandhills. That is tracking towards Raleigh-Durham, but it's now raining with light rain in Wilkesboro and also Surrey County, beginning to work into Yadkin County as well. Now, this is good news. I want to see this rain in the morning to help kind of keep the atmosphere cool. We're only going to be into the upper 70s today. Now, our severe weather outlook does have our eastern areas, Caswell and Alamance, over to eastern areas of Randolph and down into Montgomery County in the marginal risk. This is a low-end risk of maybe a strong storm as we head through, well, midday and early afternoon. But the cold front is moving through at a time of the day when really the severe weather threat is going to be concentrated east of the Triad. The cold front now in western North Carolina will be working through our area around lunchtime, early afternoon, and then we'll move on down into eastern North Carolina throughout the day. Most of the rain that we'll get today, the scattered showers, should be out around 4 or 5 o'clock. That is good news for the Greensboro Grasshoppers because they've got a home game coming up at 6:30, and that's when the cooler air and drier air is going to really start to pour in overnight tonight as we drop into the upper 50s. Now, the clouds will keep us into the upper 70s today, but the cooler and drier air will really be felt across the area tomorrow and on into Thursday and Friday. Upper 70s tomorrow, around 80 on Thursday. We'll add a small afternoon shower chance on Friday and keep us kind of a low shower storm chance in the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday. But overall, right now, the weekend is still looking good for all your outdoor plans. We'll keep an eye on things. Good news about the low-end risk of severe weather. You're just going to get mainly showers today, so don't let that umbrella run away. Keep it close by.
All right, now it's time to get to our first talker this morning. Earlier this morning on the Good Morning Show, we did tell you about new mom, Bindi Irwin, daughter of the famous crocodile hunter Steve Irwin. The conservationist says she's taking a break from social media. She told fans she needs some time to focus on the happiness that is her family and make mental health more of a priority in her life. The 22-year-old recently welcomed a baby girl in March. So this morning we want to know, do you ever take a break from social media? If I could get the words out this morning, but also tell us how important those breaks are for you. I think that Bindi doing this is so great and posting and sharing her reason behind it to focus on her family and mental health, of course. I think that more people should be taking these social media breaks. I myself always say that's a great idea. I need to do it, and then I find myself, I'm so addicted to my phone sometimes that even when I'm just sitting there, I just start scrolling and I don't even realize it. So I feel like I need to make more of a conscious effort, and I think that it will definitely happen here in the coming weeks when I'm super busy with a newborn. But I think that overall, these breaks are so good for your mental health.
Yeah, and I don't want to overthink it here, but I think her time of introspection comes at a great time. She just had a baby girl, so now she's thinking about what matters most in life, and you know, she's prioritizing things in her life according to, you know, what makes her feel good. And I think that that kind of goes in line when you have a baby. You kind of take those moments to really think about what's important and what you need to do to make sure that baby is happy and healthy. And if social media was only introducing negativity into her life, yeah, that makes so much sense to take a break from that. I took a break, after my baby and social media. It was great just posting every now and then little updates. But it was just nice not having to worry about, keeping up with it, having notifications go off every minute. And in this field, Megan, you can probably agree. I mean, it's something that we enjoy sometimes, but it's also part of the job.
Right, and it takes a toll sometimes. Social media does have its benefits. Of course, we all enjoy it and see the benefits that it has. I mean, for example, during the pandemic, my son was born right before it, and Facebook, at least my personal profile, was an outlet for me to connect with family members and share some photos, not having to text all of them to individual people. That was the only way they could see him because, we couldn't gather. So that was a perk, but at some point it becomes too much. And if it's taking away from your time with loved ones, especially your children, that's when I look at it and say, okay, it's time to stop. Every night when we're getting our son ready for his bedtime routine, I put my phone in the other room and I don't touch it until after we're done, because that's our special time to get ready for bed, read books, sing songs, and just spend that precious time together, say our prayers. And so I don't need that distraction of a phone buzzing from a text or a call coming in or the temptation of social media. Ed, what about you?
I tell you what, I'd like to take this phone and just give it a big hurl across the weather garden. I use it, and for obvious reasons, I use it for work. Our forecast team, we post a lot of weather graphics and weather information on social media because many folks are not by the TV and can actually see our newscast and check out the weather. So that gives people an opportunity to keep up with what's going on radar, 7-day forecast, and things like that as well. I think I do social media too often, but it's mainly for work. When I'm out of here, I don't always look at social media. I do sometime, but I'm all over it here at work. I mean, I'm on social media all the time, either in front of the camera or on social media, posting stuff like, again, weather information. And also I obviously put To the Rescue information on there as well to help to get our furry friends adopted here in the Piedmont. So I kind of got a double whammy there, doing the weather and also putting the To the Rescue stuff on. But it's fun, and it's a great source to get information out to our viewers.
Don't you feel like social media as a whole, though, has taken a negative turn? Like when I first joined, which was a lot later than most people, I felt like, there was just so much positivity and people were just sharing pictures and trying to get to know each other. And now I feel like, there's all this, there's someone's agenda, at every turn. Someone wants you to believe or co-sign in what they're saying. And this cancel culture, whatever that is just out of control. So I just feel like we can maybe just revamp it a little bit as people, as a community, and make it more positive. Maybe it would make us more positive.
Remembering that in some cases it's okay to agree to disagree and still be respectful of others' opinions. And some of that has been lost as people become more emboldened in what they post on social media with their pictures and names. I mean, still kind of hiding behind a keyboard, but what they post is out there and associated with them. And so I think that has changed over the years too. Of course, during political seasons, we see the very divisive language that is oftentimes online and the disagreement and discord. So yeah, it all has a balance, Stacey, and it looks like some of our viewers on our feed have some good strategies for taking some time away from it.
Yeah, and I did want to mention, as social media anchor here on the Good Morning Show, I spend a lot of my time on social media looking for stories, looking for what people are talking about and what's trending. And what I've noticed is Facebook is a place definitely where a lot of people express their opinions, and I think that's where a lot of that negativity comes from sometimes. And just seeing some of the comments on Facebook, it can weigh on you. And that's why I really like things like Instagram and TikTok, where it's a lot of fun videos and happy pictures. Of course, there are negative things everywhere you see or everywhere you go on social media, but I try to find the positive out there. But Michael says, breaks are good. Debbie says she takes breaks from social media. She always feels better afterwards. Nadine says it's hard when your work phone is also your personal phone. I know that struggle. I've dealt with that before in the past. Bobby says he he takes breaks from the negative parts of social media, but the positive things on there cheer me up. Yeah, there are a lot of positives. Carol says she does sometimes, but she puts it on the do not disturb so it doesn't bother her. I know that there's a lot more. Let's see. Sharon says it feels like a necessary evil, especially for this extroverted introvert. Heather says she mostly scrolls through TikTok, so she gets a variety of videos. She does take a small break, she does take small breaks and spends time with her fiance when she's off work, of course.
I mean, I think those are great strategies. I think you have to find a way to manage your mental health and, you know, your personal priorities and make it work for you. If this is your job, or if this is something that you rely on for friends or family, then, you know, maybe set a time as how much you spend on social media. Just manage it. But mental health, family, those are all important things, and you don't want to risk those.
Amen to that. All right, we have another conversation coming up momentarily, but we do have some headlines to cover first, and we'll start with this. Rockingham County emergency crews say the search for missing 35-year-old Teresa Viano is on hold due to heavy rain today. Viano, along with 8 other family members, were tubing on the Dan River last Wednesday when they went over the Duke Energy Dam. Viano is the only family member still missing, and her family says she is pregnant. 4 people died, including a 7-year-old boy. Crews found his body on Sunday. 4 other people survived. Duke Energy says it will install new warning signs ahead of the dam on the Dan River after that accident last week left the 4 family members dead. Yesterday, the company sent a statement to WFMY News 2 saying the new signage will be larger and located up and downstream from the dam. Rockingham County commissioners also plan to hold future discussions aimed at promoting river safety. A sobering statistic in Winston-Salem is in the spotlight today. The city reports 19 homicides already this year, on track to outpace last year's total of 23. Today, a local organization plans to call attention to the recent surge of violence in the city. Hope Dealers Outreach and a group of community leaders will hold a news conference this morning at 11:30. They'll discuss gun violence accountability, consequences, and action. You can find full coverage of that event online and on our News 2 app. The Republican-led North Carolina Senate released its state budget proposal Monday. It plans to use extra money left over from state taxes on infrastructure, construction, and savings. It will also cut taxes for individuals and corporations. The State Association of Educators responded to this proposal, saying, quote, "This proposed budget shows that corporate tax cuts take priority over North Carolina students yet again," end quote. The full Senate will vote on the proposal later this week. There are several open positions to fill in the Triad schools ahead of the upcoming school year. And today, the human resources professionals and 18 school districts are holding an event together to help fill some of those spots. They're holding a virtual free information session about career opportunities in public education. For more, you can find this story on WFMYnews2.com. And if you can't make it today, there's another information session tomorrow. Also happening today, the Yadkin County Health Department is holding a vaccination clinic. The health department is offering the Pfizer vaccine. It's a drive-through event, so people coming to get shots don't need to leave their cars. Vaccines will go out on a first-come, first-served basis at East Bend United Methodist Church from 4 to 6 tonight.
Okay, let's get to another trending conversation this morning. Spending time outdoors has certainly gained popularity during the pandemic, and we want to know what's your favorite outdoor activity and what it's been during this time. You can join the conversation right now in our Facebook chat. So 3 in 5 Americans went from being indoor people to outdoor people during the pandemic. A study commissioned by the health and fitness app Verve and conducted by one poll found that the top reason they spent more time outside was to get away from the people that they were stuck indoors with. Overall, people spent around 5 hours a week outside last year, which is 260 hours or 10 whole days. Plus, many plan on increasing their outdoor activities by 4 more hours a week this summer. I asked you on my Facebook page what your favorite outdoor activity is. Sheila, says hiking. It's camping and boating for Janice. Ronnie's favorite activities include going to the beach, mountains, and high school football games. Jill loves riding her bike or going for a walk, and she says fishing was our escape, though, during 2020. But TL writes, I am most definitely not an outdoors kind of person. However, I started walking in the park more in 2020. Team inside person. So join the conversation. Let us know what you like to do outside. I am not the biggest outdoorsy person. I think that all of y'all could probably figure that out by just knowing me. But I do like to take walks with my dog and my husband, and I'm sure once baby girl gets here, we'll enjoy taking her on walks as well. But I do love just to get out and go to the pool. I love the beach. Anything like that, where it's just kind of more of like an outdoor relaxing environment. Not really big into like, running or anything that requires a lot of activity.
Yeah, I'm more of an indoors person as well. I actually wrote on here, I love the great indoors, and I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I'm just not a person who likes to be outside for long periods of time, especially in, bad weather conditions like heat, humidity, snow. Those things are not really my favorite. However, I do get outside a ton with my kids. Unfortunately, I'm raising a daughter who is just like me. And I kind of count on her to tell me like, I'm ready to go inside, I'm too hot. And I'm like, okay, let's go, whereas my son can stay outside all day and, collect bugs and put them under the sun in a microscope and see if they burn. It's kind of
such a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Mine's all about like digging into dirt these days and throwing mulch and trying to water the flowers that have already been watered 5 times in a day. So we spend a lot of time outside too. I'm a big outdoor person, so is my husband. I've always ridden horses since I was a child. That's obviously an outdoor activity. I spent a lot of time in a barn growing up doing that, and it was so much fun. Learned a lot of life lessons just from that time spent with animals outside. Also love hiking. We have a hiking pack for our toddler, and my husband has to carry him around up these big trails that we oftentimes go on. And we just really love stroller walking. I mean, every day we are out, rain or shine, in the stroller, or else my son is not happy about that. Ed, he's not on a real bicycle just yet, but Uncle Ed can help teach him when the time comes.
Oh, absolutely. I love biking, I love hiking, and I love walking Rio in the park. I do that a lot. And that's just the first 3 things on a list of about 50 different things that I really love to do outdoors. I like being outdoors, getting the fresh air and just enjoying the environment. It's very relaxing for me. I find it to be very relaxing and very soothing to be outdoors, as long as it's not scorching hot and humid, and then I'm just gonna hang out in the air conditioning.
My theory is you love the season that's opposite of your birth month. So like I'm born in July, so I prefer cooler temperatures.
Interesting.
As opposed to heat, whereas Megan is born in like the fall, October, and she prefers like summer and warm temperatures. I mean, that's just an example.
Yeah.
There's probably someone out there who will who will not verify this, who will kind of
It fits for me
rebuke.
too, though.
Yeah, does it?
I was born in February,
And you love summer.
and I love summer.
See, I think that's just how we get through the year. If you look forward to your birthday, then what's next? Oh, I'm looking forward to the next season.
True.
It kind of keeps your mental happiness all year long. How about you, Ed Matthews? You're a summer baby.
Yeah, I'm a summer baby. I like spring, but I don't like the pollen. So I gotta say that overall, especially if we have a hot summer, when we move into the fall season and it gets dry and less humid for an extended period of time, that is some awesome weather. So I have to say overall, if I had to pick one of the 4 seasons, it would have to be fall. But also that's hurricane season, so I hate that.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's
no
always
making
something.
Ed happy.
You can have everything, Ed.
Hilarious. All right, well, are people talking about indoors, outdoors, Stacey? What are they saying?
Yeah, people are kind of giving different opinions on different things. Jason says he likes to grill out. That's also a great one for this time of year. Bobby says nothing like air conditioning, LOL, responding to your comment, Tracy, about loving the great indoors. Nadine says she loves mowing the lawn. No exercise for me. Let's see. Sorry, everybody's talking about TikTok too. Bobby says, I love to bike ride and walk my dog. Joanne likes working in her yard and garden. A very favorite is swinging on the swing on my front porch, saying hi to neighbors. That's always nice. Let's see. Oh, Carol was making me laugh. She says that she's not a runner either. If I'm running, you should run too because something is chasing me. LOL. Yeah, I'll end on that one because that was great.
All right, and thanks for, chatting with us about your birth month and if you prefer cooler or warmer weather. It seems as though there's a trend here, although Carol Harris is born in September. She celebrates her birthday in September, and she loves the fall, so she's right on par
Yeah,
with that.
it's a good birth month for her
It
then.
is. I should have been born in September.
Well, Ed, it's feeling a little bit more like September than June, at least the next couple of days.
It will be by tonight and especially the next few days, but right now very warm and muggy here in the weather garden this morning. Radar showing rain elements continuing to inch our way in the triad. It's already, we're already seeing some light rain over the mountains and foothills. The cold front still out to our west. It'll move through our area around midday, early afternoon. So I think most of the rain should be out of the triad by around 4 or 5 o'clock. Good news for the Hoppers game. I think there'll be no issues at all. So if you're thinking about heading out to the game, first pitch is at 6:30. We'll keep an eye on things. Low risk of maybe a strong storm in some of our eastern areas, just east of the Metro Triad. That would be Caswell and Alamance County, Chatham County, over a small portion of eastern Randolph and down into Montgomery. But again, this is level 1, the low end chance. I think we will see at least maybe a strong storm or two down in eastern North Carolina where the temperatures will be up a little bit. But this cold front is moving through at the time of day when the maximum heating is going to be down east. So those areas favor a strong storm or two, but we're going to keep our guard up, and you stay with us throughout the day until that front moves on down east. Once it does, the cooler, drier, less humid air moves in. Now it'll be cooler today because of clouds and showers, upper 70s, but it'll be in the upper 70s with much drier air coming in tomorrow, and that'll be with us right on into Thursday and Friday. Thunderstorm chance with mid 80s.
All right, that's a lot to talk about in one 7-day stretch. At least, you've got it all under control, Ed Matthews, like you always do.
Well, I try.
Okay, make sure you stay with the News 2 app and WFNYnews2.com. If anything out of the ordinary pops up with these storms, we'll make sure you keep posted on our website and social media, which we've just asked you to take a break from. So,
Not during our newscast,
yeah,
of course.
definitely not.
We'll also see you for WFNY News 2 at noon. Have a wonderful day. Get out there and get to it.
Take care.